So for my SWOT presentation, I did a South Carolina Gamecock football game. I went to the Tennessee game earlier this season. It was a night game. It was a fun time, but I made sure to make some notes for the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. For your strengths, overall fan experience was great. You just get that college football game day feel. You got all your alumni, your students. Everyone's packed in the stadium. It's just, that classic college football feel you can't really get many places. For their visual and audio technology use, they did a great job of having videos on during halftime, timeouts, anytime the game wasn't going on, to keep the fans kind of involved, engaged, and not just bored sitting there on their phones and whatnot. And then for audio, they played music at great times, like third downs, before kickoff, times, get the crowd pumped up, get everyone excited, as well as Sandstorm and getting the fans involved. Everyone has a rally tower and whatnot, and they play the song before the opening kickoff, and everyone gets super excited. That was great. As well as Columbia sports market, they kind of have a monopolistic hold on that. In the fall season, you really don't have anything going on. You have some minor league baseball teams finishing up at the very beginning, but other than that, all you got is South Carolina football. For the weaknesses, a lack of security is a big glaring weakness. When you're walking into the game, most security you get is an ocular pat down from some policemen right there. There's no metal detector wands. There's no, physical pat downs. Anyone can sneak a weapon in, and that is a big concern, especially in today's day and age. Concessions crowding during high traffic times like timeouts or halftime. They only have 2 concession stands for 5 to 10,000 students right there. So it can get real congested. The lines are all the way to the back. People trying to get through the tunnel get real crowded, and it's an issue. You can tell, especially when you go to the games. And fan overcrowding for these big games. A lot of the times, people will sneak their friends into the student section. It's a pretty easy process, but it also tends to lead to fan overcrowding. A lot of people will be in this, in the bleachers kind of sideways to make more room, looking over their neck just to, see the game. For opportunities, targeting future Gamecock students is a huge opportunity. A lot of alumni will love to bring their kids to the game, and their kids have a good time. So an idea I had was a future Gamecock cam. So anytime that these, it's a timeout or halftime, whatever, you've seen kiss cams, dance cams, having a future Gamecock fan and showing all these young kids on the big video board, something that leaves them on a positive note and something to remember about the game. Social media exposure, you have your big stars like Debo and Jake Bentley, and people that Gamecock fans know. Studies show that young kids get strong influence from star athletes. So using Jake and Debo in your social media promotions is a great way to target this younger demographic. Another opportunity is nearby restaurant sponsorships. So a lot of the time you'll have high traffic coming out of these games. Everyone's kind of leaving town at the same time and all around the stadium for a whole mile really. Traffic is super backed up and just hard to get out. It can take up to an hour and a half, 2 hours, just to get out of Columbia. So an idea is to make a sponsorship with some of these nearby restaurants and say, hey, we'll pay you if you run a promotion saying half-price apps if you bring your ticket into the store, or free drinks, whatever the deal is. Something to get people to go to these restaurants right after the game instead of everyone leaving town at the same time. And some of your biggest threats is overall team success. So, if the team's not doing good, the tickets aren't going to sell, and people aren't going to show up. That's something marketers have to deal with all throughout the sports industry. Thankfully, these past few years, we haven't had a big issue with it, but, just 4 or 5 years ago, it was a huge, huge issue. Individual player success also kind of plays a role in that. The team could be playing good, but if fans aren't in agreement with coaching decisions and who they decide to play over others, that could lead to low fan attendance. So that's something to always watch out for. And Clemson football is a huge, huge issue we deal with for an overall South Carolina market. Like I said before, they do great in the Columbia market and targeting those fans, but in an overall South Carolina market, Clemson has a much larger fan base, as well as a faster growing fan base because of their recent team success. So that's something that marketers have to deal with. This is me with a couple buddies at the game. But to wrap it up, strength-wise, they do great for an overall fan experience. For their weaknesses, excuse me, the lack of security is big. Not having any metal detector wands or pat downs is a big issue. For opportunities, being able to target that younger demographic is huge and something that could really work towards. And for threats, having to deal with Clemson football is something that we deal with every year.